You know, I know today's court decision is a severe disappointment to so many people, including me. But we cannot let the decision be a permanent setback for the country. We need to keep an open door of opportunities. We need to remember that diversity is our...
Folks, we got a ton of news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI, and SSDI. Continue watching this video. You definitely don't want to miss out on this important stimulus check information. We have a ton of news to go over, and what's good is that even Joe Biden is ready for a stimulus payment. Income is based payments, and they're set to go out in just a few days. The lawmakers are finally setting aside money from budget surpluses for new stimulus. And 1,000 payments are confirmed for many. Now, there are more than 1 million Americans that are eligible for bonus payments this year, thanks to several cities and states offering money. Bonuses, which are taxable, are awarded to workers to addition to their salary. Some are offering bonuses as costs in the economy remain high, and to say thank you to the workers that worked during the height of the crisis. For those in the market for a job, some places may offer what is called a sign-on bonus to lure in some workers. Now, households will start getting checks worth between $400 and $1,000 in just weeks under a $30 million premium pay program. A premium pay program that will benefit those that are in need of stimulus. The Connecticut state legislature overwhelmingly voted to increase the state's premium pay program by $75 million as part of the House bill. Initially, the bonus pay was originally worth $1,000 for full-timers and $400 for part-timers, but the state ran into an application influx issue and had to make modifications. Under the original plan, workers making less than $100 would actually receive $1,000 every single day. This is a free stimulus cash. However, the state changed the policy so that only full-time workers who make less than $50,000 will qualify for the full $1,000. This means those making between $50 and $150 are eligible between $100 and $800. The program applies to only private sector workers, leaving out anybody who's working for a federal or state government agency. Specifically to qualify, you must have not been able to work from home and must be employed from March 10 to May 7, 2022, which was last year. Already, 2 other states have secured their funds for this bonus payment. And since October, the Maryland State Department of Education has been sending you guys $13,000, and now the city of Memphis, Tennessee, is offering also $15,000 for recruitment policies. Over in the state of Florida, they're giving $3,000 through the Inflation Reduction Act and the Florida Power and Light Rebates Energy Bill. Homeowners can expect to claim 30% of the cost of their air source, like heating pumps and all those things. Mortgage rates have declined for 3 weeks in a row, giving homeowners a bigger opportunity to purchase a house. But this all leads to one question. Will Joe Biden send out the stimulus check in 2023? Let's find out. So the economists are pushing for a $8,000 fourth stimulus check, everybody. This will be a one-time inflation relief check, and these checks could be automatically deposited to eligible households and Americans that receive the monthly benefit checks. So, for instance, New Mexico is already sending out $400 checks. Another state like Maine is sending out $800 payments. So, everybody, it's pretty good to see that President Biden, Republicans, and Democrats, and governors are doing what it takes to send out stimulus payments and help out the American people and send out stimulus checks before it's too late, because President Biden definitely has the authority to do so. We're just waiting on President Biden to take some action. But now, a total of 3 rounds of stimulus checks were deposited into people's bank accounts over the past several years in order to help people and shield people from the devastating effects of the crisis. But
our strength. We have to find a way forward. We need to remember that the promise of America is big enough for everyone to succeed. You know, that's the work of my administration, and I'm always going to fight for that. Because of this new economy, we don't need everyone to have a 4-year degree. It's great if you can get one. We're trying to make it easier for you to get one. But you don't need it to get a good paying job anymore. Think of this. How many of you remember going back to high school and they had shop class? And they had classes where people could learn if they were interested in working with their hands. They don't have them very much anymore, anywhere around the country. Well, my wife teaches at a community college, full-time still. She has an expression. She said, any country that outcompetes us, out-educates us, will outcompete.
Economists tell us, spend the money, invest the money for those who need it the most, because they will spend it. It will be a stimulus, or at least a stabilization and that's a good thing.
The argument is over how much is appropriate at this particular juncture as we struggle to get the economy back.
According to state officials in Connecticut, healthcare workers, grocery store employees, and private sector employees who staff vital services during the first 2 years of the crisis can begin applying for up to $1,000. It won't be clear until early October where the applicants will receive as much as $1,000, and that's because legislators and the governor, Ned Lamont, allocated just $30 million for the program. He said that Connecticut's essential workers have gone above and beyond during the crisis to keep the state running and safe. The new premium pay program is another way for us to return the favor, for these funds are truly meaningful. Every essential worker needs to know that they're available. To be eligible, an applicant must have worked between March 10th and May 7th of 2022 in one of these occupations that the state has listed. Some of the frontline workers in these categories include healthcare personnel. Eligible applicants must earn at least. Some of the frontline workers in these categories include healthcare personnel, food and agricultural workers, grocery store staff, and public transit workers. Applicants must earn less than $150,000 per year and cannot be employed by a federal or state entity. Full-time workers who earn less than $100,000 can apply for a $1,000 grant. Those earning more than $100,000 but less than $150,000 are eligible for grants on a sliding scale, ranging as low as $200. Part-timers working less than 30 hours a week can apply for a $500 grant. The application period will run until October 1st, and the goal is to process requests within a 60-day window. And for the company of Lowe's, the CEO said that in recognition of high inflation, we're providing $55 million in bonuses to our hourly frontline associates this quarter. And though there has been a slight decrease in gas and travel costs, recently the impacts of inflation are still affecting Americans, making it tougher for families to afford groceries and other essential goods. Microsoft, ExxonMobil, Walmart, USA have also offered bonuses, pay raises, and even gift cards to employees. But still, many of the nation's employers are still not paying their workers a living wage. The company website states that Lowe's employs around 300,000 associates, but it has not specified how much money each worker will receive and over what time period.
Between the White House and administration and Democrats up on Capitol Hill. Earlier today, both the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, and the Senate Republican leader, the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, were on CNBC, and they explained really the fundamental philosophical dilemma here, which is all about how much is the U.S. government going to spend. Here's what they said.
Back on its feet and get the country in a place where it can sustain itself until we get a vaccine.
Now, Melissa, lawmakers had talked about an idea of having a deal by Friday morning. It looks like there's not a whole lot of time to pull something that big together by that timeline. But one of the questions about this meeting on Capitol Hill that's going on now is, can they at least agree to that price tag? Can they come up with a figure? Republicans have been around $1 trillion. Democrats have been $3 trillion.